Sarology. Yeah. The topic is like JPKL queries, guys. When the predefined methods and custom methods are not sufficient to achieve the requirement, predefined methods are custom. Hey, so total four ఉంటాయి మొత్తం. One is the predefined methods. Predefined methods are not sufficient to achieve the requirement. Custom methods. Custom methods you're writing like find by email and find by gender and find by email and gender and find by salary between like that. You're going for the custom methods. Even custom methods are not sufficient to achieve the requirement. Going for the JPKL queries. What query is it? JPKL full form is a Java persistence query language. You write the JPKL queries like to make the to write the more complex queries. To write what more complex. It means each department I want highest salary employee. Otherwise, each in the male employees who is highest salaried employee. Like that, you write the complex queries using what syntax goes here? JPKL. What is JPKL full form here? Java. JPKL stands for Java Persistence Query Language. JPKL is mainly used when the predefined methods and what? Custom methods. Predefined methods on what? Custom finder methods are not sufficient to handle your requirement. Predefined methods or custom methods are not sufficient, Vasu, then you please wake up and what? Go with what queries ma? JPKL queries. Outside is what? Raining is very cool and time is what? Very danger. Then automatically JPKL queries will come and it will handle what? Small requirements or big requirements are? Big requirements. That's the JPKL queries. First we discussed the predefined methods. Most of the people will discuss only predefined methods. Then I decided predefined methods are not fit for the industry. Custom methods. Even custom methods are not fit for the industry. Go for what? Huh? JPKL queries. JPKL queries mainly used to what? Used and the predefined methods and what? Custom methods are not sufficient to handle the requirement. Handle what? Solve. Raskod and Japanese solve. Write that point and tell that point in it. Maybe that's only right the point. What dehydration? సంబంధం జరగబోతుందని నేను అప్పుడే రాయమంటున్నాను ఫస్ట్ నేను జరగబోతుందని చెప్పి రాయమన్నా ల్యాండ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పావు నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు కూడా బుక్ ఓపెన్ చేయడానికి నేను కూర్చున్నావు నేనంటే ఇప్పుడు దాన్ని నిద్రపోయి లేచి పెద్ద Okay, listen. See, morning class we written like custom methods like this. Now let me go for the what queries guys here. JPQL queries. JPQL queries means what the queries are the requirement is not achieved by using what custom methods and predefined methods. You are going for what queries here? Yeah, JPQL queries guys. Java persistence query language. See guys, up to now we are writing the queries. The query predefined methods and custom methods. These all are written for the complete object, right? Complete entity, right? Complete object is specific details. You written the query select only employee ID, employee salary, employee name and salary, right? So employee name and what? See, employee contains total the properties 5, but you want to get only employee name and the corresponding salary I want print. But up to now we are using the predefined methods and custom methods which can return what? Complete object, right? As of now, are written any specific fields? The specific fields written chesara leda. That specific fields you can written using JPQL queries. What queries ma? Using JPQL queries, I can select the specific fields of specific field of the data. Specific fields you can get requests. To get a specific field, assume that I want get only employee name and employee salary. What is employee name and how much salary is earning? I want to retrieve the complete empty objective only salary, employee name and salary. Employee name and salary. They write a JPQL. A JPQL is something like Java persistence query language. Here the queries are written based on the Java object format. Queries are written using what format? Java. Like Java persistence query language. Java persistence means the query language we are writing, using the Java code. Using what code here? Java code, right? Exactly. Using Java code, guys, simply you can take this small query here. I am getting only name and what. Find the name and the salary of the employee. Find name and what? Salary of the employee. Here we written the iterate query annotation. Iterate query annotation to write the JPQL queries. What annotation here? Iterate query annotation. Iterate query annotation to write the JPQL queries. Now you see this query here. What we have here? Select employee name, employee salary from what object is here? Employee E. Here, if you observe one point, this is like a query language written what the Java object. After from here we can see employee E is there. E is the reference variable. Using that E, we are calling what E dot name and E dot salary. The query is written what language now? Java object format, right? What object format? Java object format, right? Exactly. Now you see guys, now previously I want written so many values, tell me total here, 2 values. One is what name and salary. To hold that name and salary guys, I'm going to create one DTO object. Data transfer object, Yesterday I told when to use DTO, when to use, DTO, entity model. Model class contains what validations. Entity class contains what entity queries like table, ID and all. DTO contains what no data, no validations and what no annotations. Yes, name and salary here we can take the data here. Go for the model package here. Right click on the models. I click new. I want a what class. I want to take the class guys. The class is what a name and salary DTO. Name and salary DTO means data transfer object. What it will transfer only name and name and what salary. That is like DTO object. I'm taking name and salary DTO. Here you please write the two properties. What are the two properties here? Private string name. Next one is what gives a private double what salary. Private double salary here I can take the data now. Then we can write what at the rate what annotation at the rate data at the rate what. Lower bit constructor at the rate what all argument constructor. This is a detail already. And see guys, now you written the JPQL queries, employee repository, JPQL queries you written. What are JPQL queries? Hey, here method name is important, query is important. Query is important. Morning of query important, method name is important. Exactly. Morning is a method name important. Find by email and find by salary between. But now it is what? Method name important. Method name important. Query important. Method name can be anything, guys. No problem at all. Just you can say guys. Here, if you see, see we are getting from what table tell me here? What object? Employee object. What are the reference variable here? A. See guys, you are getting the two values. How many values are getting here? Two values. What are the two values? Tell me. employee name and employee salary. That employee name and employee salary you assign to directly object. You directly assign to what object. You try to see the syntax here, selector, and this one is you are creating object. What object? A new keyword. What object you are going to create here? Name and salary DTO. I think name and salary DTO is belongs to what package you have to check once. What package is model package. It should be imported now. Just you can see name and DTO. I think this is a models package. You can copy this one here and see after select what you are selecting one object. What object is the object? This is a new keyword guys to create object. We are creating object of which class? Name salary DTO belongs to what package? I given the full name. Why given what? Full name. And when you create this object, you are giving how many values you are passing to method here? Two values. What are two values? E dot name and E dot what? Salary. From what table here? Employee E. See guys, these are the JPKL queries. In real time, what happened, sir, why don't you make this much hard work? Why don't you write a small select EID comma E name from employee table, right? You may ask the question like that. This is the JPKL. Tomorrow morning, I'll take about the native SQL queries. Native SQL queries means tomorrow I don't need to write this much code, guys. I will write the native SQL queries means the point is select, tell me guys, select what? ID comma, otherwise select what? Name comma, salary from employee. Simply I can write the code like that tomorrow morning. That is the queries like, native SQL queries. Native SQL queries are specific to the database. Specific to what? Database. Today you are using Oracle database, you are writing Oracle syntax. But real-time database are not fixed. Today I'm working with the Oracle database. I decided price hike about the Oracle database. I shifted to MySQL database. If I shifted to MySQL database, the query will work or not work? Not work. Native SQL query is very simple. Native SQL queries tomorrow morning we'll discuss. Native SQL queries will work only for the specific database. Tomorrow database is changed. Then the queries work or not working? Not working. That is the standard real time. It's not like today class you are writing Oracle query, tomorrow class MySQL query. It's not like that. We need to make the query that fix for what entire lifeline project. What project? Yeah, lifelong project. Morning absent, evening class. Huh? Like morning sleeping up. See, that's what guys, these queries are what? Native SQL queries. Your friends only told that you are sleeping and I can't wait. It's right. But I can't. That's it. Native SQL queries. Maybe you're thinking, also thinking, even sleeping also is thinking that, sir, why you written the create this much object employee E dot EID, E dot name and E dot salary like that? Why don't sir is writing select a name comma salary from employee? That is queries are what queries are native SQL queries. Total 4 types queries. One is a predefined methods, custom methods, JPKL, native SQL. Native SQL means write the normal queries just like your database queries. Right? What? Normal queries. Why we are not writing normal queries? Native SQL queries we will not write. Why means database is not fixed in the real time. Today we are using Oracle database. Lifelong my Oracle database means you can write native SQL queries, Oracle queries. What queries there are? Oracle database people they write Oracle queries only because lifelong they use Oracle only. Lifelong they will use what? Oracle database. That's what guys. Native SQL queries are good or not good? Okay, native SQL queries are good or not good? Not good. Why? The native SQL queries are useful. The database specific queries. Database syntax will use here. Tomorrow database changes, the queries will work or not work? Not work. But JPKL queries, if you write like this database independent queries, this query can work for any database. If you write the query like that, select this object like this, from what table? What object? Employee object E, and this is creating the new salary DTO object, right? This is like database specific, Java related. We are writing what? Database specific queries or Java related queries are. This query will work for what? Any database. This query will work for any database. That is called what? JPQL queries power. Tomorrow MySQL database change, no problem, this query will work. Oracle database, this will work. But now, sir, I know Oracle query, I write the query. Tomorrow database change, your query is what? Useless. So query is what? Useless. That is the database. Hey, understood JPQL, right? After JPQL, what the queries you discuss? Native SQL. Native SQL query means database dependent queries. Database, Oracle database, you write Oracle database queries. But lifelong we will use Oracle database, maybe you will change. Maybe you will change. That time name SQL query working, not working. JPQL query is a database dependent, database independent. Database independent. Database independent, dependent. Huh? Database independent. You said you are not good. If you are sleeping purpose, you are not coming to the classes. Festival purpose, you are not coming to the classes. You are the least important for the real time. What important? Least important for the real time. That is not a problem. That is like, for you guys, this much subject was not required, but okay. As my role has to finish. Got it right? That is a data, guys. What is what? That is predefined methods, not sufficient. Custom methods, not sufficient. JPQL. JPQL queries, bit like Java syntax format. We have the JPQL queries. This query will work for what? Any database. Next one we discuss about native SQL queries. Maybe you feel that okay, just to start selecting the name and salary. Normal SQL query is very simple. Normal SQL query is very simple, but the problem is what? That query will work for only specific database. Tomorrow database is changed, that query will work or not work? That query will not work, right? That is the problem. So how many categories we have? Four. Out of these four categories, custom native SQL queries we are not using frequently in real time. Until unless our database fixed, write the native SQL queries. Native SQL queries means that is a database queries. Database, what do you say? Oracle database, what queries are there? Directly write the query here itself. But database is fixed, database definitely changed. Definitely changed. And this is called find name and salary. Find what? Name and salary. So you guys select, I'm creating directly object. Just to create the object, guys. Select. You are selecting what? Name and salary. But here create the object, that's it. With general query, what you are writing, select. Select what? Select name, salary. From what? Employee. Like that you are writing. But what I am saying, you write like this only, no problem. But make it as a Java query. Java JPQL query. How to make it? Here create the object. What the object? New name, salary, DTO. Just to create the object by passing these two values on there. By passing what? How many values are? Two values. Just to create the object by passing the new two values. We Oracle database directly have the just two values directly select the name and salary. But JPQL query just I'm saying what? Create the object. Create the object from employee table. Take the employee reference. Then you can call this variable using that reference. E.name and E.salary. That's all. Then this query will work for any database. If you write only normal select name and salary from what? EMP, this will work for only what database here? Oracle database. Maybe MongoDB and MySQL, this is not fit for the code. That's what guys, we have the what queries here? JPQL queries. Hey, understanding this query only important. That's it. Once if you understand that code, controller code, service code is very simple thing. You normally write this controller code and what? Service code, right? Hey, I taken one employee, list of employees will get a list of employees. Select name and what? Select what? Name and salary. But name and salary directly given a Java object format. There is a Java object created and then. Just we created what? Object. From what table guys here? Employee. And preference variable is what? E. Wait, that's it guys. Just if you want write the controller class. You tell me guys controller class you want to get the name and ID, right? Just let me go for the name and what? Tell me guys name and what? Salary. Just I can write the name and salary like this. This is what? Get the name and what? Name and get the name and tell me guys, get the name and what? Salary. Get the name and salary. Are you giving any inputs, sir? You are getting any inputs, sir? No. You are not giving any input for the name and salary. Nothing. You are not giving any inputs, guys. Name and salary. Just you can write the service layer name and salary. Are you giving? Just you are getting all the employees' name and salaries. That's all. Are you giving any inputs for this one here? No. Simply you can go for the name and salary, just you can create the method. Create the method in what layer gets here? Service layer. This is what? Name and salary. The name and salary here. Tell me, employee repository dot find the name and what? Salary. That's it. Find name and salary. Yes, find the name and salary, but to find the name and salary, return type is what? Returns what? Complete employee object, name, salary, date, DTO, no? Name, salary, DTO. That's what is here. List of what? Names are list of what? Find the name and salary. It returns what? Complete employee returned, only name and salary returned. Only name and salary. That's what guys. List of name and salary DTO. You can go for what? Return statement like this. That's it. Just you can delete it. This is find name and salary. It returns what? Returns what object? Employee object, name and salary DTO now. Name and salary DTO. That's it, guys. Name and salary DTO ready. Then you can couple application. You are calling this name and salary. It returns the list of employees or list of name and salary DTOs are. List of name and list of name and what? Name, salary, DTO. Exactly. And return type is what? Response entity of list of employees or list of name and salary DTOs. List of name and salary DTOs. That's it, guys. And the code is done. So just you can go for the postman. You please send some request here. Just I'm going to send the request, first request. The ID what is created, just you have the 1 Just you can click on what? Okay. The data started fine. Just you can send the request. Employees post request 8006. Yeah, right click on the project, click on what start. Name, salary, DTO. Name, salary, DTO. Yeah, project is started. When the postman data. They can go for the employee management. Just click on the send button. Once if we click on the send button, we got the first record here. The first record is what? Anjama you got. Fine. Let me go for the 2-3 records, guys. Just you can get the second record is what you can say Anu here. Click on what send, and the third record is like mail. If you write the mail and return the salary is what 500 you can make. Click on what send. You can send the one more here. Oh, gender is what? M capital is expecting. Fine. Let's click on the send. We got the details like this, and third record is done. One more record you can write the Satya. Just you can make it as 5,000. Click on what send. See guys, total 4 records I'm sending. Now the URL we need to test. What is the URL here? This is the data. And if you make this data here, what the data is URL here? Name and Name what? Salary. It returns one name or multiple employees details are multiple employee details. That's what you're getting the data is what list format. But the list format all employees returns are only name and salary DTO now. Only name and what salary DTO, right? Exactly. Guys, go to the browser and you can click on what local post. Tell me guys, local host is URL we need to check. What is the URL? Localhost 8006 API/employee/ what? name and salary. Guys. You click on the name and salary. You please check the output, guys. Now you got the details like that. That's it. Now you are getting what? Complete employee details or only name and salary? Yeah? This is like what? This is employee. This is a employee data na name salary DTO. Name salary DTO. Are you giving any input here? Are you giving any input? No, right? Like that. Okay, that is the data, guys. See, you got all employees, right? One is Ratan, Satya, 500, 5,000, and 300 and 300. Fine. Okay, that is the data. JPL queries, guys. This is not done with what? Predefined methods and custom methods. That is done with only what queries? JPL. What queries? Yeah. JPL queries. Got it done? That is called what queries here? JPL. What is before JPL? Java persistence query language. Java persistence query language. Hey, you write one more small code, a small change in the code. You please look into this query here. What is this query here? Yeah. You can go for the service layer, repository layer. Is a repository layer. Here we have the repository layer. Online people, today class is done. Go for the data is what? Repository layer. So yeah, the repository layer, just you can see the code. Just now we done this one JPL queries, right? We are getting one employee name and salary, all employees name and salaries. I want employee name and salaries of only HR department. HR department name and salaries required. Then what the modification I should do? Tell me. I can do nothing modification, guys. Just select what? E name, E salary, from what? Employee, where department equal to DPG. Department equal what? DPG. Observe the query once. Here, see guys, here we have the list of objects. See guys, now we previously are expecting any input here? Any input? No, no. Previously, any input expecting? No. Because you return one employee, all employees are all employees. But now you expect all employees and specific department. Specific department means you write the specific department as input is department. Guys. In that case, morning class you return directly. These are the custom methods. Custom method directly you take as a variable name. But this is a custom method. The JPL queries are JPL queries to give the input. Guys, they should use one annotation at the rate param annotation. At the rate what? Param annotation. At the rate param annotation, guys, department string what? Department. Department and what? String department. Okay, right? See guys, just here checking the where condition. E dot department means existing employees. Department means our input. Oh, E dot department means what? Existing employee. This department is nothing but what? Our department. What you given. Then tell me this one is the data here. I think here we should create the object for this one, right? What is the object? Tell me guys here. Just you can copy this object. Select what? We are selecting new com.supply.data trust data model dot name and DTO object and close from here. From what object is here? Employee. See guys, supply employee is a common. Only change is what? Where condition. Where what? Department equal to department. E dot department means what? Existing. Department means what? Our input. Existing departments is match with what? Our department. But is match with what? Then the department data will get it. That's it. Because here you got the list of what? List of employees, a list of name and salary DTOs are. Name and salary DTOs. See guys, I don't want to write the two methods. Let me change this method now. Name and salary by DAPT. Something like that. Tell me guys what the modification I need to do. Something like what the modification? Nothing modification. Any path variable request param is good. Request param is good. Path variable is only for the ID format. But is a path variable we are doing what? Identification or retrieving the specific details of retrieving details. Retrieving details means what? Request param. Request param speak out. Request param is what? Department you can try that. department and string what? DEPT. That's it. String what ma? DEPT. That's a request for a manipulation. And get the name and salary. You get the name and what? Salary, and you give the department to what? Next layer. Then go for this one here. Then you can make it as what? String. Tell me, string what? DEPT. And here find by name and salary. Find by what? Name and salary. By department, right? Just you can call that method. Just you can come here and this one is what? Get what? Get get the name, get by what? What is method name? This is what layer? Controller layer. Controller layer here no change here. Just you can go for what layer here? Service layer. Nice. Where is service layer? This is service layer. This is a find by name and salary or find by name and salary by department. By department, just you can give what department. Give a department. That's it. And once you give the department, once you give a department, why this method name is not there? Get the name and what salary, right? And here also you write the get the name and salary. The problem. Employee service. Okay, this is the find name and salary. This is the get the name and what your salary. Get name and salary in the controller layer, you return the same. Where is the controller layer? Employee controller. In employee controller, there is a URL. This is a URL. It can go with what? Get a name and that's it, right? No, the problem is, when I use the Visual Studio Code, code is auto saved. And here, these files are, I didn't click on controls. Service layer, I changed like the argument is what department, but I saved or not saved. Why I'm showing this one? When I go here maximize this, maybe you don't know. Here star is there. Can you see? Star means what? Data saved or not saved? That's what I just said maximize, but you are seeing this slash names maybe. That is not for the slash name purpose. This is data saved or not saved? Not saved. That's what the problem. Just you can come to the control. See, I added the argument, I didn't save. I didn't save means control is affected or not affected? Not affected. That's what guys, you save it, you come to the file here. Then see the control any error is there. That is a data guys. Guys, this is a URL. Let me copy this URL. I think we are using more database. H2 database. H2 database means then what happened? All the data is what? Gone. All the data is gone. Okay, let me change the some values here. Just we can go with the data. Go with the data. HR department, just you can take the Let me make this is a developer department, guys. Click on what? Send. You got the first record like this. This is the developer department. And next one more developer department, you can make it as what other. And these two people are from the developer department, and you take the tell me guys female. The female and then you can make what? Anu, the department is what is HR department. See, when you click on the HR department, click on the set. Now you got the HR department Anu, and you can write the one more like Stravia. Click on what set. In total, how many employees are there? Total, we have the 4. 2 from what department? Developer department. 2 from HR department. 2 from developer, 2 from HR means then what happened? Then we can get the name and salaries, right? See, this is like name and salary. Now you please cross check once you click on the refresh, the names are definitely what changed here. Oh, I think that URL is available, not available, not available. Okay, fine. Name and salary by department. Name and salary by department. Tell me guys. It expecting path variable request param. What request param? Question mark. DEPT equal to HR. That's it guys. We are getting the name and salary by department. What department? HR department. Click on what? Enter. Now see, you got the data. What data you got guys here? Empty data. You got what data is here? Empty data. Okay, fine. String department, employee repository based on what? DEPT. Employee class, you are writing what? DEPT. Yeah, fine. You are getting HR department like that. Fine. Next one is what department, guys? You? Dev department, right? Yeah. You click on enter button, guys. Dev department also data there or not there? Not there. Why data is not there? Ah, H capital. Okay, nice. Let me go for the department is what? HR, just you can make the H capital, HR like this. Click on enter. Wow. Data coming or not coming out? HR. Okay, fine. Hey, first let me check the data is there in the database or not, H database or not. How to check H database? 8006 slash H2 hyphen console. Here enter the password. Where is the password? Application dot properties file. Okay, application dot property file and here you get the password. Put the password here, return at the rate 173. Then you can come here, paste it and connect. Now you please check the employee class. First of all, contains records are there. Records are what? There. This is a development department is what? HR department. Um, yeah, department data is where why it is not coming. Check the mistakes. Name and salary by department. This is a list of name and salary details. Request param department string department. You are giving the name and salary string department. Find by find the name and salary by department. And here select new counter subject dot trustee dot models dot correspond department. From what table is your employee where E dot department colon department. Hmm. Colon DEPT. Ah, why repository dot find the name and salary. Employee repository, we need to employee repository. The employee repository, just we need to take care about only we can check like this HR is created. Come to the browser and under affairs department is HR. For name under salary, get name under salary. So let me make this code without any department checking. No department, go over the service layer. The service layer also any department is not required. Don't give the department, don't give the find by name and salary. And find by name and salary, and here also find by name and salary. And the name and salary, come to the browser. Yeah, get the name and salary. Get the name and salary, just you can click on enter. Now click on what? Anyone. Now you don't have any data. Click on the send the first request and click on the send second record, third record, fourth record, some records you have sent. Click on the refresh, check this URL once. What is the URL here? Localhost 8006 employee slash name and what salary. Name and salary, click on the refresh. It is working fine. Name and salary is what? Any problem is there in the name and salary? No. You do one thing. Let me go for the one more method copy paste. Tell me guys what one more method here? Name and salary by DEPT department. See guys, this is get the name and salary by DEPT. Argument is what guys? At the rate argument at the rate what? Request param, right? Yeah, at the rate request param you take. Yeah, good. So this is like this is the first method. We target like this is the first method and this is what? Second method. For the second method here, employee salary get this is what it is here. At the rate request param and tell me string here. Yeah, request param you can give the double quotes DEPT fine. Then here you can write what string DEPT. And get the service layer, you write one method. Okay. So DEPT, just you can pass the argument is what among DEPT is the argument. You place the cursor, that method is not there, just you can go for the data here. Fine. Directly you can go for return statement. Here you can go for what employee repository down. Find by not find guys. What you can say? Yeah, find by name and salary. Find by what? Name and salary by department. You pass this department, guys. Once if you pass this department comes to the what layer tell me here? Repository layer. The department is taken as a argument. How can you take the JPKL argument, guys? At the rate param. At the rate param, here you have the department string department like this. And in the query, I'm substituting the value from employee where either department is what? Existing department, table department. This is a department what we are giving the input, right? What we are giving what? Input. Okay, that's it. Let me try with one small code here. First, let me go for the HR department. Click on what? Center. HR department, one person I given. Next one is what? Developer department. Rather I'm giving here. Click on what? Just make it as a mail. Click on center. Anyway, two people we have. One is the HR department. One is what? Developer department. You click on the refresh. Now here we got the two people rather than what? Start. Yeah, fine. Go for the next URL is what? Yes, same URL you can copy paste here. Okay, sorry, same URL. But the point is what? Same URL, go for what controller here? Employee controller. In employee controller, this is the name and salary by department. Name and salary by department, that is okay. Question mark. Question mark. Let me guess. DEPT equal to HR, right? DEPT equal to HR. Okay. Okay, fine. Just click on whatever. Click on enter. So let me copy this link. Okay, what you told right now. I'll go for another browser. Let me make it as a, what H? Capital H or small h? Capital H. Oh, capital H, click on what? Enter. Oh, hey, you got the. Okay, I'm thinking that here we can get a smaller capital no problem, but okay, fine. That's what it is. In real time, the standard, the name should follow the same convention. That's what service layer also I told starting when you post the data, I told H should be capital H or something like that. I don't know. Some standards you have to follow to put the data into what database. When you put the standards, then see, previously when working with the different browser, first time I taken the small HR, that's what when I tried multiple time also getting the same way. Now if I tried with different browser, then H is what? Capital, now you got the name and what? Australia. You want to do one more thing, you can make the one more HR person, HR. HR is what? The name is what? Sleeping HR, just take it there. Guys, click on the set, you got the data here. Come here and refresh. Now see guys, now I'm checking with what? Department. Checking with the department equal to what is here? HR. Click on what? Refresh. Now see the output here. Now we got how many HRs? Two HRs. How many HRs, ma? That's it. That is JPL queries. What query is that? But the JPL query says that. But the JPL full form is what? Java persistence. Java persistence. Guys, you write the code for these two methods. Write the controller layer code and the service layer code for these two methods. Now write it down. Show me and leave. Show me and leave. This is the two methods. And what the expected URLs for this one is the how many URLs this? First one is the this is the second URL. For the second method, the URL should be like this. The first method, the URL should be, tell me guys, put the URL, first URL. Get name and what salary. How many URLs you have to make for them? Two URLs. You write the clear code, REST controller, service. You write the REST controller, employee control, two methods. What are two methods? No? Get name and salary and get name and salary by service layer also how many methods? Two methods. Repository layer how many methods? Two methods. All are how many methods? Two methods. Yeah. You write the code for that. And DTO class we should create one DTO. What is the DTO name? Name salary DTO, right? There's name and salary DTO. Because here it is the complete object of only specific details. Specific details. ఎంత? Wait.